Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Lantern Podcast. I'm G.
And I'm Phoenix.
Lately, no matter where you go, whether it's a coffee shop, the subway, or even the grocery store, everyone is talking about one thing: AI chips, NVIDIA, TSMC, and tech stocks that hit record highs before violently crashing.
Oh, don't even get me started. My heart races just seeing the color green or red right now.
I'm gonna spare you the heavy life lessons today. Let me kick things off with a story about history's ultimate sucker. And the kicker? This guy's IQ was literally off the charts, like peak human intelligence. From the AI craze to the collapse of a genius. The man who invented calculus and discovered gravity, Isaac Newton.
Wait, Newton? Is he into the stock market too? Did he end up losing money?
Not only did he trade, but he lost his entire fortune. Let's rewind to London, 1720. The British government was drowning in a mountain of war debt. To solve this, they greenlit a cutting-edge financial innovation, the South Sea Company. The company absorbed the national debt and in exchange got a monopoly on trade with South America. There was a little alley in London called Exchange Alley, home to Jonathan's Coffee House. Everyone from royalty to street cobblers crammed in there, frantically trading South Sea stock. Newton, who was the master of the mint at the time, naturally joined the party. He bought in early, and the stock quickly doubled. Being a genius, Newton realized the market had lost its mind, so he cashed out, walking away with a 100% profit, about £7,000, an absolute fortune back then. The Pendulum of Envy and Human Frailty.
Wow, this operation is god tier. Being able to hold back when everyone else is crazy, as expected of the man who calculated the trajectories of the universe's celestial bodies.
If the story ended here, Newton would be stock market god of an era. But true history is extremely cruel. After Newton sold, the South Sea Company's stock didn't crash. Instead, it skyrocketed like a rocket. From £128 in January, it surged all the way to £1,050 by June. Nearly a tenfold increase.
Oh, I feel this in my bones. This is what we call massive FOMO. Watching the stock you sold soar day after day is a kind of pain that is absolutely 10,000 times worse than actually losing money.
Exactly. The situation Newton faced was that his friends, who had nowhere near his IQ, and even his own servants were making 10 times more wealth than him in this bubble. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's late golden partner, once said something profoundly accurate. The world is not driven by greed. It's driven by envy. Even with an IQ of 190, Newton couldn't withstand the agonizing envy of missing out. So, near the absolute peak of the bubble, Newton lost his mind. He threw his entire fortune, around £20,000, back into the market. We all know what happened next. In the autumn of 1720, the bubble burst. and the price plummeted instantly. The stock crashed to under 200 pounds. Newton was wiped out. In his later years, he famously noted, "I can calculate the motion of heavenly bodies, but not the madness of people."
That is devastating. But gee, we don't even know what calculus is in detail. Hearing about Newton losing money, apart from making us feel a bit better about ourselves, what's the actual point?
So, why bring up Newton? Because, let's face it, when it comes to money and life, most of us are basically pulling a late-stage Newton, getting yanked around by an invisible force. Russian physicist Vadim Zeland, in his book, Reality Transurfing, calls this energetic structure created by collective human thoughts a pendulum. The stock market is a pendulum. Society's definition of success is a pendulum. Pendulums have no feelings. All they need is to feed on your emotional energy, especially anxiety, envy, and anger. Newton's logic was drained by the South Sea pendulum. So, can anyone resist this pendulum? Yes. Let's look at Warren Buffett. This is a true story from 1989. $10 at the golf course. Buffett was playing golf at the famous Pebble Beach in California. Someone proposed a bet to him, "Warren, if you shoot a hole-in-one here, we'll give you $10,000. If you don't, you only owe us $10.
Wow, 1,000 to 1 odds. And you only lose $10? For Buffett, that's barely even Coke money, right? That is absolute free money energy. I'd take that bet in a heartbeat.
Literally, 99% of people would think exactly like you. But Buffett, he takes a beat, totally deadpan, and goes, "I'm not taking that bet." Everyone else is just scratching their heads like, "Dude, you're out $10. Tops." Buffett replied with a legendary principle. If you are not disciplined in the little things, you won't be disciplined in the big things. He was calculating expected value. The odds of a hole-in-one are about 1 in 12,500. Even with a $10,000 payout, the mathematical expected value is negative. The deeper reason was that Buffett refused to let himself get swept into the pendulum of gambling and greed. He knew that compromising on $10 meant eventually losing discipline on a $1 billion investment. The secret of a genius is remaining free of pendulums. You cannot make others happy.
And that right there is why he's a billionaire. And just dumb money. Are we doing a finance class today? What do these billionaires have to do with our lives?
Everything. Whether it's Newton's collapse or Buffett's discipline, it's about how we manage the impact of external pendulums on our internal state. For ordinary people, the most common pendulum-driven obsession is, "I must make a lot of money so I can make my family happy." The intention isn't wrong, but Zeland wrote an incredibly piercing line in Reality Transurfing, which is the core theme of our podcast today. He said, "You cannot make other people happy, but you can easily injure others with your own unhappiness." Let's unpack this logic for a second. You're out there grinding away or playing gladiator in the stock market, all so you can upgrade the family to a bigger house. And in your head, you've somehow labeled this as giving them happiness. But like Newton, you can't control the market pendulum. When you face setbacks, you come home carrying a massive payload of defeat, anxiety, and anger. You push open the door and you see your husband left 2 dirty socks, one on the sofa, one hanging off the coffee table. And just like that, the last thread of your sanity snaps. All that pent-up misery from the outside world finally finds its release valve, and you proceed to absolutely rip him a new one for 30 minutes straight. Ask yourself, even if your stocks went up and you made money, can you guarantee he attains lasting happiness? No, you haven't successfully, permanently made him happy, but instead you effortlessly weaponized your own misery, anxiety, and rage to hurt him, completely nuking a perfectly chill evening at home. That is the terrifying truth behind that quote. The Vimalakirti Sutra and the Mundane Pure Land.
Wow, Ji, the light from your anglerfish is blinding today. You are completely exposing me. We always use "I'm doing this for the family" to sugarcoat our own desires and then dump our worst emotions on the people closest to us.
It's human nature, but we need to separate true cultivation from pointless obsession. In Eastern philosophy, there is a remarkable text called the Vimalakirti Sutra. Upasaka Vimalakirti was a bodhisattva who cultivated at home. He had a wife and children, and also did business to make money. He cultivated it entirely within the bustling mundane world. There's this absolute truth bomb in the Vimalakirti Sutra. If a bodhisattva wants a pure land, they gotta clean up their own headspace first. A pure mind makes a pure world. The takeaway? That pure land isn't out there. You're not gonna find it in those plane tickets for the family's European getaway. And it sure as hell isn't waiting for you in some magical stonks only go up stock market. When you actually find some inner peace and stop getting swept up in the anxiety and envy whiplash, the moment you push that front door open, your home is your own personal promised land.
So, tonight, when I go home and see the dirty socks, I don't need to go meditate in a forest. I just need to take a deep breath and pick them up without resentment.
Absolutely correct. You cannot make other people happy, but that is not a tragedy. If you can achieve just one thing, it is already a great feat. By not injuring them, you protect the peaceful happiness they already possess. True enlightenment isn't hiding in some dusty, pretentious scriptures. The real spiritual practice happens right in the middle of the daily grind, doing the dishes, paying the Wi-Fi bill, and figuring out what's for dinner.
Got it. Sweating the market swings is honestly nowhere near as important as just focusing on whipping up a meal. Random dirty socks on the floor or not. If I can just laugh it off without losing my cool, that meal is an automatic 3-star Michelin experience.
Excellent. Remember, while we cannot control the madness of the world, we can choose not to become the madness in the lives of the people who love us. This is the Lantern Podcast. I'm G. May the lantern in your heart stay lit, Tony. Catch you on the next one.
That's all for today. Sometimes, the greatest gift we can give our family isn't making them happy, but simply sparing them from our own unhappiness. See you.